big incisions. I had my appendix taken out when I was like 8 years old, and I got a big, I got gutted like a fish from below the belly button to the stuff. And I saw this big, it looked like, you know, somebody sliced a loaf of bread down the middle. So surely she's got some of that.
Yeah, because what you had is a standard procedure. When you are stapling things and maybe taking skin from one area to another and taking it off, you know, that's got to be a mess.
I mean, she probably looks like a quilt. I bet you when she takes her shirt off, she looks like a quilt. She walks through like some Amish town and they're like, where'd you get that? You know, a $40,000 quilt. That old Carnie Wilson. 737-9986, 1-800-738-9986, star 997 on the singular wireless phone. We go to Brian. You're on the Richard Boxschmidt show on WTN. Hi, Brian.
Richard, I did see the Carnie Wilson interview last night. It was on 2020.
Okay. Well, was this Diane Sawyer or was this?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who the reporter was.
Okay.
But it was on 2020. She admits to yes after the bypass thing. She's had the tummy tuck, the boob lift, a lot of working out. Says she doesn't eat although she wants to. She still doesn't eat like she used to. But anyhow, yeah, and I don't know if I'll get the issue or not. But she admits to having a lot of extra work done.
Well, she's had to have, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, Brian. I'm excited for her. I'm glad because. There's nothing.
Yeah, it should be because she admitted she'd probably be dead by now.
Well, absolutely, and you have to be happy for someone who can look in the mirror and like what they see.
Yeah,
you can't fault somebody for that, and I'm not trying to, but I mean, enough's enough. Don't try to take it to the next level and try to parade around naked for everybody to see. I mean, that just be?
That was actually from the interview she said last night. That was the offer from Playboy to her. She wasn't shopping it out.
The money's got to be good, and obviously, I'm sure she spent tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to get her body the way it looks now.
Oh, well, yeah, at least.
So I'm sure old Hefner's going to open up the checkbook and pay that off, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Because really, how much money did you make from Wilson Phillips? And if you did, that was like 12 years ago.
Yeah, at least.
Release me. I hadn't been on the charts in 10 years, 12 years. Good music, though. It's not like you're making bank.
But no, she does admit to having a lot of extra surgery and stuff. And with modern techniques nowadays, there probably is not the scarring there used to be.
Well, probably some scarring that will be covered up with the airbrush, courtesy of Playboy. Brian, thank you for the call.
Not a problem.
It was time to just let go, 'cause I wanna be free. But sometimes it's just not that easy. Oh, baby. Come on, darling. Now hear me, darling.
Somebody likes the song.
'Cause you're a waste of time to me. Can't you see that, baby, you just got to release me? And now I remember, like Wendy Wilson, the brunette. Oh, my God. I thought that was my dream woman. I was going to marry her. I stopped short of kissing the TV when I saw her on screen, but then she was at an award show one time, and she opened her mouth, and it killed it for me. Because she had one of these little baby voices. I mean, I was for the most spectacular song of the year. Goes to... I was like, oh, geez. Go to Carney's doctor and get a new voice box. Molly, you're on the Richard Boxschmidt show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. How you doing, Molly?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Wonderful, and I appreciate your call so very much.
No problem. I was just calling in response to the whole Carnie Wilson thing, too. I saw it just like the gentleman before me on 2020 last night. And, you know, more power to her. You know, she had a boob job. She had her boobs lifted. You know, she had the excess skin removed. And if Playboy called her, more power to her, you know.
But would you, as a woman, Molly, would you be interested in seeing something like that? I know most women probably don't touch Playboy, but it is a tasteful men's magazine.
going back to the whole Wilson Phillips thing, I mean, I can remember being in junior high school, growing up, you know, seeing them on MTV, whatever. And I always thought, even though she was big, yes, she was big, she was the most beautiful one because she had such unique features. So, yeah, you know, if it's around, yeah, I might look at it just to see. I mean, she's still gorgeous even after the weight loss.
I mean, I don't think she's hot, but she looks pretty good, I'll say that. I mean, I have seen her, and I go, wow, she really does look pretty good.
On your little comment about Wendy, you know, I thought Carnie has a much more attractive face than Wendy, even when she was fat. And she was.
Let me ask you this, Molly, and I know I'm getting personal, but I mean, okay. Are there things about yourself that you would like to correct that maybe...
Oh, my God, yes.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, I don't know, do you look in the mirror and go, seriously, I'd like to consider getting a boob job, or seriously, I would like to talk to a doctor about getting a little fat taken out of my can, that kind of stuff, and then you go, okay, here's this Playboy around with...
I would rather the doctor take the fat from my can and place it on my behind because I have a flat one, but hey, you know, I mean, every woman does that. I had a friend that had the gastric bypass done, and, you know, she looks great now. You know, she was 300 pounds and high blood pressure and close to death's door.
Well, answer me this question, Molly, because I was talking about this too. The stomach is so small that only a minuscule amount of food will fit in there.
Yeah.
So how do you have to take vitamins? I mean, is that part of the deal? Because how do you get nutrition when you eat one French fry from McDonald's and you're like, I'm stuffed?
You eat one French fry and you're done. You have to eat small portions. You have to stay away from a lot of sweet things. You know, my friend Monica had a real hard time adjusting to the changes in eating habits after the surgery. And if she would eat something sweet, I would see her an hour later doubled over in pain.
Wow.
So you definitely, it's a life-altering decision.
Yeah, it's not. We make your stomach smaller. You can eat whatever you want and do whatever you want, but you just don't. No. You won't eat as much, and it's easy street.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. I mean, you have to be very cautious of what you eat from here on out if you have it done.
I got you. Well, Molly, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate your participation.
All righty.
Hope you'll call again. 737-9986, 1-800-738-9986, star 997 on the singular wireless phone. We've mentioned before that Angie lost, I don't know how much, via LA weight loss, and you don't have to say it over the air, but I mean, it really is amazing, the transformation. And I mean, usually when you see somebody every day, you don't notice a fluctuation one way or the other. But I mean, literally, you'd see Angie and go, geez, there's a difference. And you look great. But there's a procedure you would like to get done. I don't know the technical term for it, but it's basically to remove excess skin after a big-time weight loss.
Yes.
Do you know the name of it? Have you checked into this?
It would be the tummy area, for sure.
I
mean, I've done crunches and everything, and I run every day. Of course, I know running's not going to do anything for the stomach, but...
But all you're really doing is toning the muscles underneath the skin.
Right.
And staying fit there, but then there's a pouch of skin that used to support extra fatty tissue, and the fatty tissue is not there anymore, and you still have the extra skin. But, I mean, your husband has suggested that you apply for ABC's Extreme Makeover to get this done?
Yeah, but not, you know.
Is he, like, on the Internet going, hey, you know...
No, he watched it one night, and they gave the information at the end of the show.
And he's like, you ought to...
Yeah.
Would you consider doing it if it were free?
Yes.
You would?
Any